Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. At the Abbott house, Diane tells Kyle that their war was a ruse. Kyle protests. They've been arguing for weeks. Jack confirms it was all just a show. We did this all for you, son. It was an act to save you. Jack asks Claire to give them some privacy, but Kyle says she can stay. Claire decides she should go upstairs and check on Harrison. Kyle fumes. Save me. From what? Jack and Diane say Victor and himself. Kyle says he can handle himself with Victor. They saw how deep Victor was getting his claws into him, and they didn't want that. Diane says he was only using him to hurt his father. They tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen, so they took extreme measures to open his eyes to the truth. Kyle says the truth is that he thought their marriage was over. He was ready to write his mother off, and they said terrible things to each other. This was for my benefit. Jack and Diane hated it. She says it broke her heart to be so awful to Kyle. Alina joins Summer and Daniel at Phyllis' hospital bed and tells them she's stable, but she isn't responding. A neurologist is on the way. She'll let them know as soon as results from her tests come in. She assures them she's in good hands and leaves. Daniel and Summer discuss Nick saying their mother had been run off the road. Daniel wonders what if this wasn't an accident. Summer can't think about that right now. Chance comes in and asks for an update. Summer asks where her dad went. Chance isn't sure. He should be there by now. He tells them when they got there, Phyllis' car was on fire. There were tire marks indicating someone swerved into her lane. Summer asks about the other car. Chance says they must not have stopped. Daniel says, so it was intentional. At Sharon's house, she asks Nick again if he wants to call Chance. He doesn't respond. She thinks he hates her now and pleads with him to respond. She has to face up to what she's done. She can't live with the guilt and fear any longer. Sharon sobs. She knows this will probably destroy them, but she can't live this way anymore. I swear, I never meant to do any of these things. Heather's death was an accident. She cries that she panicked and shouldn't have tried to cover it up. She didn't know what else to do. Sharon tells Nick she's been sick inside ever since. There were so many times she wanted to let it out, but Cameron would warn her of the consequences. She asks him to believe her that she covered this up, not for herself, but for their kids, knowing what it would do to them to find out their mother killed an innocent woman. That thought stopped her until tonight. Tonight, she almost killed Phyllis. I cannot live with this guilt inside of me anymore, so I told you. She asks him to call Chance for her so she can finally put this to rest once and for all. Nick takes her phone from her hand. Sharon cries that she has one favor to ask. Would you stay with me when Chance puts me under arrest? Nick says, Sharon, I'm sorry, but I do not believe that you did the things you've confessed to. The woman I know would never intentionally hurt anyone. Sharon says she did do those things. All of them. He asks if she's absolutely sure. What if her medication is causing her mind to play tricks on her? Sharon can't let Daniel suffer any longer. She planted the evidence in his apartment. So many times he came to her looking for the truth, and she blamed it on Phyllis for poisoning his mind. Look at her now. She's unconscious in a hospital. Everyone thought she was crazy. You, Chance, and her kids, and everything Phyllis accused me of is true. Nick protests, no, he's really struggling with this. Sharon apologizes for putting him through this. She sobs that Daniel had to send his daughter away because of her, and worse, he's being accused of murdering the woman he loved. She has to right this unforgivable wrong. You can't argue with that, can you? In Phyllis' hospital room, Chance says they don't know if this was intentional. The other driver may have panicked and drove off. Daniel notes this was by Sharon's house. Alina appears and says they're coming to take Phyllis for a CT scan. Summer and Daniel speak to their mother and ask for a sign that she can hear them.